Hello, this is Jack Daniels, and I'm here in El Rosario, Mexico with Mama Espinoza. She's a local legend down here, and I'm just going to ask her a few questions, talk to her about her life, and perhaps she'll be willing to share with us. Here we go.
Okay, now he's going to ask you some questions. He's going to ask you some questions now.
All right.
Keep this around you.
There we go. Okay, Mama. Thank you so much for taking some time.
You'll have to talk really loud.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to me, Mama. I really appreciate it. First of all, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to tell me how old you are.
Well, I know they say at the 10th, but in my mind, that I was born the 16th of October of 1907 and registered the 10th.
Of October?
Yes. 1910.
1910.
But I was born the 16th of October. That was my family, you know, and registered the 10th at once upon a time when this was just a village.
And I'm wondering thinking back, what are your earliest memories that you have from growing up?
Well, I remember that. What I remember is that I learned to speak English in Calexico, near Mexicali. That as I tell you, my father was an Italian, and during the revolution of Pancho Villa, didn't come to Baja California, but his we call them bandidos, warriors. His people came and destroyed, robbed the gold and copper mines, silver mines, turquoise mines. He was in Sonora. Then my father was here in the old pueblo. My father, I'll begin telling you that my father came to Santa Rosalia in 1880. No, in 1850. In 1850.
And that's your father up there.
Santa Rosalia has a colony where there's a beautiful English, Rusos, Italianos, Franceses, working the copper and silver mines of Santa Rosalia, Baja California. And my grandmother, Maria Teresa, that's the story of what I know for sure, was a share owner of an Italian company.
Tell me something about your mother, Mama.
I cannot hear Irma.
Oh, your mother. Tell me about your mother.
Well, that's what I'm telling you, that my father came to work the part that belonged to my mother. And my mother was a daughter of the cook of the aristócratas, ricos, presumidos italianos y franceses. My mother was an Indian and my father got in love with her. I want you to see the picture in the museum of my mother when I was young, very pretty Indian. And in 1940s, before my dad passed away, I remember reading the letter, una carta, that my grandmother sent my father telling him, because my grandmother sent him to represent her in her business. But my father wrote her, this is the answer of what he wrote. Sangre, blue blood, with Indian blood you are disinherited. In Italian, without no rights.
Disinherited.
So my father married my mother and told her, don't worry, we're going to go to Ixtlan del Rio, Nayarit, where there's paisanos. Paisanos, you know? how you say it, of the same
Relatives.
Italians,
Yeah.
paisanos, it's in Italian, of the same blood. I have a paisano there, we're going to go there, I don't care, I love you. And they started, my mother used to tell me that they started from Santa Rosalia to Guaymas, across the
water.
And there was a big, long, they call it pilot boat, a panga, a skiff, with one bench, another bench, and 2 or 3 men waiting the low tides to cross from Santa Rosalia to Guaymas. And look here, they started and they got to Sonora. When they arrived to Sonora, there was a group waiting for the pilot boat to bring them to Baja California, and there was a Welsh. His name was Dick Daggett, that came with 3-4 men to work the silver and gold mines, turquoise mine of Bahia Los Angeles. And told my dad, first you're going for you this and that. They began to talk. When he found out, he said, don't go, come back with me. And he returned. And since then, that's why I'm here. They came back. My oldest brother, Arturo, was born in San Ignacio when they were working in Bahia Los Angeles. And my father worked many of the mines that nowadays the British Columbia Canadenses are coming to work the mines.
Wow.
That's my history. Then came the revolution. Pancho Villa, you see.
Tell me about the revolution.
Well, the only thing I know is that Sandes, Los Revoltosos, I know the names in Spanish, that came, that Pancho Villa sent them to take the ore and rob it and kill people. Then my father got a wagon, a cover wagon. There's a replica right there. The Flying Doctors, and the original is in the museum. And that's the cover wagon that the Flying Doctors, they have asked, what you're asking, my history, the Flying Doctors. They brought me that replica. And in a horse, in that wagon, we made the trip from El Rosario to Calexico.
And that would have been...
By horse, 12 days.
What year would that have been?
1914.
1914.
And I went to school in East Side School and Rockwood, and sometimes American teachers come here with their children like a prize because they are in high grade. They take them to Baja California, and they don't, I don't know, I don't want to judge, but they ask me questions about the school, and I say, certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible, and liberty and peace for all. And then I sing them. Over there, I remember when they used to sing. Over there, send the world, over there. I remember when the soldiers, and after the peace, my father came back to Baja California and settled there in El Rosario where I was born. That once upon a time there were only maybe 20 families all together. They worked with Dick Daggett, his compadre, Welsh. He married a Mexican woman, they have family. My father was Grosso, he was Daggett. And that's the story.
Did you ever meet any of the revolutionaries?
What is it?
Pancho Villa, did you ever meet him?
I don't understand.
Irma, could you help?
He said, did you ever meet Pancho Villa? But he never came here.
No, he never came to
He sent men here.
I know the story because my father took us out.
Yeah, but he sent
Took
men
us to
here
save us.
to kill all the foreigners.
Oh.
Yeah.
He took us in that wagon that's there. And this is a replica. Then came the Second World War. When Pearl Harbor, you remember? No, you're a bambino. In 1941, I remember the date. The American and Mexican flag floated here in this part.
Right here.
When the Japanese wanted, Japan was going to get Baja California, then Mexico y Estados Unidos aliados, allied.
Yeah, they were alliance.
And then United States
Allies.
in the Table Mountains of Baja California, that the Japs wanted to get it all Baja California. The USA made airports with the color of my black tar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the airports. That's why the Flying Samaritans in the fall of 1959 was flying in that Bonanza 80 Center.
Mm-hmm.
Paulie Ross and the three men, when they ran out of gas and they were, and my husband, but then I was already here.
In El Rosario?
Yeah, I was here, aquí where I am.
Okay.
Because El Rosario is way down there.
Oh,
across
okay.
the river.
Okay.
There was not only when this war of Pearl Harbor, but that's what I was asking yesterday to, or the day before, to some Americans. They come for the same reason. Want to ask me my life. What's cuartel in English, correct?
Well, it says the soldiers, a soldier camp, like an army camp.
Yeah.
A cuartel is an army camp.
But Sandy was there. Cuartel, where they kept everything.
The ammunition.
Yeah. And this was with Thule.
Yeah.
The roof. We had the 18th Battalion here. We had the American and Mexican flag floated when they thought the Japs were going to come. Then everything was down there, but abandoned. It was a little pueblo. Buena Vista, where I was born, was progressed because my father planted, well, you know, well, I don't want to say nothing bad, but you know how the Indians, mañana, mañana, and my father made a little ranch where I was born. Now it's a rehabilitation center. But that was a pueblo. And in the pueblo, my father-in-law was the mayor, the police, everything. And when Americans used to come, like where you come, but look here, right now you can get a picture of a little road that goes, and there's a little bridge, that was a road. The trail to the tip. And they would go, like I'm telling you, Dale Hoyt and all those that were going to Bahia de Los Angeles, since then looking for the San Andres Fall. For anything, they would go to the old pueblo. So when the wars went after 1941, then my father-in-law says, I'm going to get by the government that part, the cuartel that I'm telling you. And I'm going to help you. You speak English. There's a picture with a little pump where I used to sell gas. And gringos, they call them, los gringos. Los americanos, the Americans, would go clear down there so they won't come here. And you can help, you have children and more children.
We're going to go for breakfast.
And helping, adopting. Oh, how the Lord knows. So then that's why I'm here. Then came the revolution, you know, in Mexico, because look, from 25, 50, now we're 10,000 people. They came moving down. That's what you want to know?
Yeah, yeah. So you had, when did you get married?
Huh?
When did you get married?
Oh, Lord. Well, London Bridge is falling down.
She says she forgets.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down. I was married, well, my oldest son is 70, what, 5, 6?
And how many children did you have?
Oh, Lord. I had about 10.
Wow.
But right now I only have, six.
6.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
But I not adopted like now. With the help, thank the Lord for, you know, in my heart, Irma Fennel, you know.